Very much. It has been a very long night, and I appreciate everybody's patience. And I'm going to start off by just reading a couple quotes that I want you to consider before I make my comment and motion. This first quote is back from April 16th of 2002. This, well, I wasn't on this board, but the Board of County Supervisors in 2002 had a special use permit for the Sedley Springs Worship Center. And a gentleman, my aide Michelle, spent hours over the weekend listening to a tape from 2002 with a public hearing, because clearly the Rural Crescent is a very passionate issue in Prince William County. And it was demonstrated tonight, the passion. So this gentleman, Jim Nichols, said, and this is again for the Sedley Springs Worship Center, which was, I think it was also known as First Gainesville Baptist Church. What has fueled nearby resident concern is that the facility will be built in the Rural Crescent. Only one home per 10 acres is allowed, and the zoning laws prohibit sewer lines. Most people came out here to get away from this sort of project. And again, that was in 2002. And then, interesting enough, Michelle said that at the time it was Chairman Sean Connaughton who went on to be Virginia's Secretary of Transportation, which everybody up here on the board is very familiar with. He actually said that it was a very uncomfortable night because they had 51 or 52 residents from the Gainesville Haymarket area go and speak against this. In that particular faith, it was a Christian church, and he said it was a very uncomfortable night for him, and he didn't want to sit up here on the dais and experience anything ever like it again. Now, I imagine since then, Mr. Connaughton's had other uncomfortable meetings, but I just thought that was really interesting coming from somebody like him. And then the other quote that I want to read into the record that I think is important is regarding another SUP from almost 10 years ago. And it was a comment from a lady named Patty McKay. And Patty McKay is my planning commissioner. I appointed her to the planning commission because she has taught me a lot about land use. And I think it's interesting to say that in 2007, in December of 2007, Patty McKay, along with about 20 other residents who are advocates of the Rural Crescent, came to this meeting and spoke against Fireside Wesleyan Church for SUP. They were requesting a sewer hookup as well. And Patty McKay on December 3rd, 2007 said, "This is not a referendum on religion. The comprehensive plan since 1998 has set the precedent that only existing homes and businesses with failing or pending failing septic systems could connect. You can support religion and the comp plan by allowing this institution to purchase a lot outside the Rural Crescent that has sewer connection for the construction of their church." So I want everybody to know that, again, the Rural Crescent has been a passionate issue, subject, whatever you want to call it, for years. And I just thought it was important to make that notation for the record. So I'm going to read a statement that I have prepared, and please bear with me. It'll just take a couple minutes. As an elected official, I value all the constituent input, and I appreciate that so many citizens have reached out to the board on this application. I ran for this seat because my predecessor had a totally different philosophy than I had on the Rural Crescent and development. He advocated for sewer and higher densities of residential development in the Rural Crescent. My positions from the very beginning when I first challenged the Brentsville District Supervisor in 2011 have been consistent on upholding our comprehensive plan and policies concerning the rural area. I also made a commitment to my constituents to engage the public on land use cases. I've received hundreds of emails on this particular project with concerns about the project's impact on the rural area and the effect on the comprehensive plan sewer policies. From my first day as supervisor, I have worked to uphold these campaign pledges by being firmly consistent. My concern regarding Adams do not reflect merely a single project stance. An important issue is that the Adams Center request for sewer goes against our comprehensive plan sewer policy. I will read to you from the planning staff report. Per the sewer policies in the comprehensive plan, the use, which is the Adams Center, does not meet the criteria necessary to grant the connection within the rural area, and therefore the staff would not recommend nor condition this connection. With few exceptions, development in the rural area shall occur without connection to public sewer facilities. For context, I also want to say that I am aware that there have been other potential applicants, including religious institution applications, that were very interested in developing in the rural area. I know personally that once they learned the comprehensive plan did not allow for sewer connection in the rural area out of respect for the policies, these potential applicants did not continue to pursue their interest in the rural area. Regardless of what anyone here has said outside of the land use concerns, this board is charged as public officials to look at the land use aspects. This is what we are assigned to do. There are things I heard tonight that I cannot consider because I'm just simply here to do my job. And my job is to look at the merits of the application and compare it to our policies, plans, and ordinances and base my decision on just that. Any other comments made outside of what I can address regarding land use in my official role will not and has not been considered. Previous proposals for various uses have come before me that raise similar concerns about intensity of use in the rural area. I expressed those concerns and steered them away from the rural area. If we are to preserve the rural area, we need to manage development and prevent the extension of sewer. This includes discouraging intensive uses which are best suited for the development area. The applicant has come to my office to meet with me twice since 2015. I expressed my concerns to them at that time and encouraged them to find a suitable location in the development area where they would not meet the challenges. Our sewer policy in the comprehensive plan is very clear. I've been consistent in my position and no sewer in the rural crescent and intensive uses in the rural crescent. I have not supported previous similar applications in the rural area. Our professional planning staff has been consistent in not recommending the connection to sewer in similar applications in the rural area as they did in this case. The Planning Commission concurred by not recommending the connection to public sewer. While there are specific exceptions, Adams has not yet demonstrated that any of those specific exceptions apply in this case. And it's not just about the sewer. The aforementioned comp plan has established policies beyond the sewer policy that encourage protection of the rural area, including the environmental, community design, and long-range land use sections. Managing land use through planning and zoning is the most cost-effective tool to minimize local property taxes. Concentrating residential, commercial, and intensive community facilities in the development area minimizes both initial construction and long-term maintenance costs to local taxpayers. Our local taxes fund new schools, police and fire stations, libraries, parks, and other public infrastructures. Taxpayers have also had to finance new roads through bonds since VDOT has been unable to build roads fast enough to keep up with the traffic caused by sprawl. That's why protecting the rural crescent protects taxpayer wallets as well as protecting our scenic view sheds, our agricultural industry, our environment, and the rural character. Protecting the rural crescent isn't just about protecting it from residential development. It requires vigilance on all land use projects that propose to locate in the rural area. In summation, why should this board give advantage to an applicant when other potential applicants walked away with respect to our comprehensive plan policies regarding the rural crescent? It's not my job to take advantage to advantage or privilege any applicant. So with that, I will move forward the resolution that staff prepared tonight as written for SUP PLN 2014-00313.